Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Headlocks and Hot Packs, and I told a little bit of a fib last week, kinda sorta. I discussed picking up a blaster from Dave & Adams when we checked out the clearance hobby box from Dave & Adams, but I came across this on eBay and it did arrive, and it is very glary on the screen there, but it's 1992 Classic NFL Game Set. And you can see this is kind of like a old school clamshell case, the Premier 92 edition. I don't know why it's called that. I'm pretty sure there was a 91 Classic NFL. But you can see we got 60 cards in here, and this is a travel game, so you've got like a little board. You can see your dice there, and I'm not sure what else. We'll check those out in there. But you can see this is basically the checklist here, and oddly enough, there are some kind of big names omitted, but there are some PC players in here, and I suspect that this is probably going to be stuck together. You can see there was some damage in shipping to the packaging, but actually this doesn't look like it will be too difficult to open, hopefully. You can see it has been yellowed, so that means it was definitely sitting out in the sun or in a sunny area. Oh boy, this is ripping. So I have a feeling, because these cards are glossy and they are they've been in these little cello packs, boy, this is going to be more like a, how can I get this open? Actually, not too bad. So I think that they're probably going to be pretty stuck together. But oddly enough, just like my last week's video, we got some cards from Dave & Adams. That was the first time I had done that. And then this week, this is the first time I picked up cards off eBay in quite some time. But I really only paid $5. And here is, I guess, kind of how you put it together. And some spinners, I suppose those are. So the packaging just folds out into the game board, and then here you can see what each roll of the dice means in said game. I only really remember one football kind of board game, and it wasn't like licensed. Looks like we got like a little quarterback in there, dice, and probably some pieces for the spinners. But I don't remember what it was called. It came in a very dark green box, and I used to play it with my cousin quite a bit. Here's our packs, and like I said, cellophane wrappers. And these are glossy, so they're probably going to be stuck together, but the price point was pretty low. Like I said, it was only $5. That is plus shipping, which was like another $5, so really 10 in total. But a set that I had never opened before, and certainly never opened before on the channel, which is what we try to do here, and I can already tell, yeah, this is a brick. Let's see if we can even get these apart. I'm not like super concerned about paper loss, because I think it's, yeah, oh yeah, those blue borders, it's gonna be inevitable, and you can see there's gonna be a lot of it. But here's the design anyways. Marion Butts begins. Again, only 60 cards in here, but Barry Sanders is in here, and I think regardless of condition, that's gonna go in the Barry Sanders collection. There is Steve Young. Oddly enough, that brief look on the checklist on the back, I didn't see like Joe Montana as part of it, which was kind of weird. There's Warren Moon, so a couple of Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and then Andre Ware, who was a kind of notorious bust of that time. The back of that one is definitely different than the others. Kind of like a checklist kind of back. Hugh Millen, that will make its way into the Patriots collection. I think there's only 2 or 3 Patriots at this point. They were absolutely terrible in 1992, which is how they ended up with the number 1 pick in 93 to pick Bledsoe. And then speaking of Barry, here he is, if I can get him apart from whoever is behind him. Again, a bunch of paper loss, mostly all on the bottom left of all of these cards. But nothing really high dollar value. There's not any like rookies per se, and then the 92 class of rookies wasn't really that great to begin with. So I guess at this point we're just gonna try and get through it. But one of the things that started, or one of the ideas of the start of this whole channel before doing video games and reactions and everything else here, was just to check out every product possible that I could So we will strike this off the imaginary checklist. A bunch more Hall of Famers here. That was Reggie White there. Then we got Cortez Kennedy. And then John Elway. I do have a Hall of Fame QB collection. It's kind of like my side football PC. I have a side baseball PC, which is Baseball Hall of Famers, and then like a side football PC, which is just Hall of Fame quarterbacks. I didn't dip all the way into the well of every Pro Football Hall of Famer. There's Emmitt Smith, speaking of Football Hall of Famers. Johnny Johnson. That's kind of like a sick joke by your parents. Like Jack Jackson. Derek Thomas, also in the Hall. So some pretty big names in here. But like I said, I don't think like Dan Marino is in here either. So kind of interesting how they came about their choices. I don't recall seeing like Jim Kelly on the back of this, but we will see if he's in here. These last ones are mucho stuck. Not that the rest of that pack wasn't. There is Thurman Thomas, Leonard Russell, another one for Patriots. The bottom left hand's getting whiter and whiter as we got to the back. So here is pack number 2. I'm assuming 30 in each one of these, which means we're halfway through here. Hopefully you guys enjoy checking out these throwback items and watching me struggle with packaging. This one just does not want to split. Am I gonna have to use the knife here? I'm gonna have to use the knife here. This could get bad. Hopefully we don't have a bleeder. Alright, we're safe. Didn't nick the cards, even though they are gonna be stuck anyways. But like I was saying, hopefully you guys enjoy throwbacks like these. If you do, make sure you hit that thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to the channel. We will get into that basketball blaster that I got from David Adams that I talked about last week. We'll definitely get into that next week. Pinky swear. But pack number 2 of 92 Classic here. Kind of odd to remember a Classic having actual pro license. Classic most known for NCAA cards in the 90s. At least I always think of basketball. The primary ones would be like definitely 93 Classic draft picks was kind of an iconic one from the 90s. There's Michael Irvin. Nothing really high dollar value in that set, but definitely one that I remember fondly. I think the 93, 94 basketball season, that was when I really was knee deep in collecting, especially that rookie class. James Lofton there. Art Monk, so some nice receivers. But again, some odd ones left out. Like I don't think we saw Andre Reed in here. I wonder if maybe they wanted to get like representation from each team. There's Andre Rison, so that was a good one. Like a couple of those Bengals picks were iffy. This one's going the opposite direction, so actually we're getting white on the top left and bottom left corners of pack number 2 here. Sterling Sharp, Fred Barnett. Oh, and they're like super stuck. It's almost like it's like pulling apart like old candy, that top left corner. Getting rough at the end here, but these are the last couple. Fairly quick video. This definitely took longer than I thought, just because they're so brutally stuck together. But Tommy Vardell finishes it off. That's 1992 Classic NFL Game. I think there is some other 92 Classic NFL products that I might look out for in the future. But like I said, as for next week, we'll get into that basketball blaster. So we'll be returning with some modern here next Thursday night. But that's it for tonight. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you check out all the other cool stuff here on the channel going on. And come back next Thursday for that basketball blaster. But until then, enjoy the weekend coming up as my voice goes out. And I'll catch up with you guys really soon. Have a good one.